What's up, it's your boy July with Luxury Intent, and yes, you see the title, why Los Angeles is the most dangerous city in hip-hop. Up until this day, LA is notorious for taking away some of the biggest rappers in the game, whether it was one of their own or a out-of-towner. Notable rappers who have passed away from violence in LA have been the notorious W.I.G, Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, Drakeo the Ruler, and PNB Rock. With a lot of people also counting Tupac demise to LA politics, even though he died in Vegas, but everybody know Pac died from LA beef pretty much. Not to mention the multiple attempted murders that have happened to rappers like Kodak Black and Rich the Kid. LA is one of the most violent cities altogether, so mixing rappers in the fold wasn't going to help matters. So with that being said, let's get to the reasons why. Reason number 1, gang politics. By 1985, the number of Americans who said they normally used crack cocaine reached 5.8 million people at the time. That meant 1 in every 35 adults was hooked on it. And with LA being front and center of the crack epidemic, this will cause a devastating effect within the black communities of the surrounding areas.
All them people using crack. And you telling me the ripple effect from that. See, people love to do that too. Like, strap your bootstraps up. Shit changed. It's like, bro, that shit got a everlasting effect. You know what I'm saying?
With not only people getting strung out, but now causing massive gang wars between the gang sets, the Crips, and the Bloods. In the late 1960s and 1970s, California would see the start and formation of gangs like the Crips and Bloods, with the Crips being the first formation of the two, under Raymond Washington leadership. The Crips would derive from students who attended Washington High School, whose school color was blue. The Crips would grow quickly and begin to prey on local citizens, with the Crips running through LA with their iron fist. This in turn would cause 2 smaller gangs to form, with the Brims and the Pyrus forming an alliance to combat the bullying the Crips were doing in the city, with the 2 alliances coming together to create the Bloods. But with crack hitting the streets and the influx of high-powered weapons, the 2 gangs would start to be at war in a major way. With so much money to be made with the distribution of selling crack cocaine, it would turn LA into a frenzy, causing both gangs to try and gain as much power and resources as possible to seize the moment.
Now what happened when crack first started entering Compton?
I mean, everybody wanted peace. It was fast money. I mean, I could really say myself coming up as a youth, the gangs were more about neighborhoods and, you know, just belonging.
Crack, bro, and to think about it, crack was so vicious on the community. Like, I didn't have multiple family members on crack. You know what I'm saying? Close family members, bro. Like, nigga, been babysitted and hella shit. You know what I'm saying? By family members who was on drugs. And it's a blessing, bro. They didn't moved out of that, you know, point in their life, and they doing good and was able to overcome that shit. But it wasn't meant for them to overcome. It was meant to destroy them. We just strong. That shit crazy, bro.
Couple of sets, you know, running with the homeboys. But when crack came in, it was a way for you to be different from the rest of the pack. You know, we all gang banged, but then crack set you apart. You know, it turned in a lot of killings. It turned into a lot of drive-bys, a lot of set beefs, because now you got dudes from outside your neighborhood, or you going to other sets trying to cop and whatever. So it basically turned Compton into a war zone. I mean, we was already gang banging, but with the crack epidemic, it was just like it brought the money scale to a different aspect.
Right, I mean, because now it wasn't just a bunch of petty crimes.
Exactly. Now you got brothers fighting for millions of dollars and being that person. So it kind of turned up the fire a little bit more.
I broke down that story to let you guys know the gangs in LA is bigger than just the colors that it represents. And it's real history between these gangs that's bigger than what's portrayed on the surface. So when they see other rappers who come out of town, whether it's New York, Florida, or Texas, repping one of their gangs.
And that's the same shit I was talking about too. Like the what you want, the guest, you know what I'm saying, the guest in LA, or people who come out there and try to get familiar with it be, I know they find themselves being like flabbergasted and just shocked at how intertwined things actually may be. Yet even though they appear to be so separate and it appears to be so much division, it's family. You got family from here, people that's from here got family from here. It's just hella shit, and it's not as, you know, this shit is you know, you'll get your head fucking knocked off playing and not being in the loop. And especially if you ain't really tied to nothing, because niggas who tied to shit out there get their issue. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere.
They see them as food and want these artists to check in, not out of fear, but out of respect for the culture that they started. And there's no way to dodge the smoke because no matter where you go, most of LA is connected to a certain hood or a certain gang that got rep on that side of town. So if you're not tapped in with somebody out there and you claim you're a Blood, a Crip, a Hoover, or whatever set, they gonna come try to see about you, regardless. Just real talk. For how big and bad 6ix9ine was acting in 2018 when he stepped foot in California, he had checked in with the Hoovers.
You know what Nipsey did? And a lot of people don't know this. Remember when I went to All-Star Weekend? Who made the call for have all the Rolling 60 Crips looking for me at every hotel room? Who did that?
You don't know who did that.
I know who did it. It was Nip.
Who told you that?
When Shotty and them got the call and we linked up with the Hoovers.
Are you insinuating the Rolling 60 told you that Nipsey did that?
Yo,
and that's the only person who could have told you he did that. Anything else is speculation, so don't do that.
Yo, when Shotty said, yo,
Shotty don't count. He from Brooklyn. Who told you Nipsey said that?
We got in the call with the Hoovers and everybody. And that's
the Hoover.
But that could have been flat out manipulation to get your scary ass to cough up some more bread. You don't know what you talking about. And the fact, right, like how I mentioned, is more intricate than what you think, and it's family members from here, that right there, even that is more of a reason, or I just don't understand, with that being the case, how it ain't been some type of, like, of course certain shit probably don't transpire because of that, or you know what I'm saying, things don't go as far as they could go because this my, you know, certain people's family and certain it's tricky, but I don't understand why that shit just ain't totally came to it. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't realized that we just really it was the community, bro. Like now it's weird that motherfuckers be acting like it's still the same back in the day, like, oh, we cool and we can. It's that family and that sense of community shit is gone out the window, and it's really every man for himself, and it's some dog eat dog type shit, right? Because it's just the you know what shit then turned into. I forget, the word escapes me, man. That I'm trying to use, that, you know, the progression of, you know, this shit in the hood, and I just don't understand why we ain't decided like that we need each other and we better together.
Is making you believe, if they did this, is making you believe all the 6-0s looking for you, so you need us to move with you.
Yo,
After that, they probably tax that.
Watch how I get them.
No Hoover could tell you the moving of a Rolling 60, bro.
But now you see why
you in my culture. You don't even understand. Them niggas been enemies 50 years.
But now you see why.
How the fuck a Hoover gonna tell you this one individual got these niggas moving on you?
Reason number 2, flocking and armed robberies. LA is home of all the mainstream superstars in every aspect of Hollywood, whether it's acting, music, or sports. It don't get no bigger than being in LA doing one of these 3 things on a professional level. And with being a famous celebrity in LA comes at a costly price sometimes, because you become a target to armed robberies or home invasions because of it. In the 2000s, every coast started to find their own niche in the streets to make money. And let me make this clear, in the streets, people are jack of all trades. But different regions would start to really find a niche for the ones they would specialize in due to the circumstances of the city they were in. With the South primarily specializing in trapping, from selling weed to selling cocaine, with the lifestyle being glamorized and most associated with the term from artists like T.I. and Jeezy. The East Coast was specialized in credit card scamming, New York to be specific, with them becoming the capital of credit card fraud. With card fraud in New York running 20% higher than any other urban center in America. The West Coast, more specifically Los Angeles, will begin to specialize in flocking, which is a term used for burglarizing homes.
And in the Bay Area, it's bipping, right? And niggas, and in the Bay, niggas was flocking too. I remember back when we was like 14, young, 12, and hell, these niggas was shimmying through windows, finding, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Score. But, yeah, man. It's a bunch.
This will make its way to burglarizing celebrity mansions, to robbing celebrities at gunpoint for their jewelry and cash. With gangs taking these things to extreme levels in the early 2000s, from allegedly tying up and robbing Jay-Z of his jewelry to allegedly doing the same thing to Shaq and Bone Thugs and Harmony in a parking lot.
Took us to Slauson Swap Meet. Then we went to mom and pop stores all in South Central. Our last stop was Long Beach at the where Snoop them did the famous video.
Yeah.
Knocked that out, bro, and it introduced us to real LA off top. See, I can go in LA and I know what not to do and what to do. You know what I mean? I see how everybody riding around here with the jewelry on. Man, you gotta understand, man. I ain't seen Shakira. I saw Shaq get robbed in LA. You know what I mean? I saw Shaq and the Bone Thugs and Harmony all laying out in the parking lot, face first, getting their jewelry took. Whew.
In the 2010s, with the introduction of social media and apps like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, criminals will start to track these celebs' every move to figure out if they could rob their place or rob them. Artists like Nicki Minaj, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Chris Brown, and plenty others will fall victim to this. And flock is something that's never going to stop, because what the have-nots don't have, they will most likely try to take from another celebrity.
And that's exactly what I was thinking too when I was, talking about just all the shimmying through windows and all that shit. So it's on one end, it's like, okay, a motherfucker done made it. We should be happy for him. On the other end, it's like you flaunting all this wealth and this better living in front of a motherfucker face that's doing bad. Nigga, tear it off. That's all. The way things is set up, it's like, even though I still don't agree with it, you should work hard, do your shit. I understood why certain things was the way they was, and because you out of pocket, bro. You coming through this motherfucker acting like even boss. I just seen a nigga, Boss Mandela. He in the hood and he holding up hella money, right? And it's like, that's like a slap in the face to niggas in the hood who doing bad. Is you helping everybody over there? You not entitled to, but it's like you flossing. You know what I'm saying?
Celebrity who do have. And reason number 3, extreme poverty and extreme wealth. LA, Miami, and New York City is the only cities where me personally, I feel like you got two opposite ends of the spectrum at the palm of your hands. You can be an A-list rapper just driving around the city and make one wrong turn in a neighborhood you know nothing about and get caught slipping. And also, you can be a poor person and have nothing to your name, but if you get invited to the right party or club, you're now surrounded by multimillionaires and celebrities in an instant, which can lead up to more opportunities to get these artists robbed or killed because of how LA is set up. Because some of these artists can be naive and start becoming friends with people they just met at a random party because they don't know any better, which can lead to backdoor situations and blackmail situations. This all I really got to say on this topic. Nothing is ever going to change as far as LA is concerned, because that's just the culture. And if you go out there as a famous rapper, it's best you stay out the way. But it's your boy July with a luxury intent. I'll catch y'all later.
Hey man, shout out July Jackson. Y'all go tap into his channel when y'all get a chance. I'm sure he got a couple more documentaries similar, right? But man, he was spot on. It's dangerous in LA, and it's getting really dangerous everywhere. The crime is, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was just watching the news yesterday. Out here, the new thing what they doing is they, in a lot of nice neighborhoods, people don't be locking their doors, their car doors, and certain things. It's crazy how it goes back to like extreme poverty and extreme wealth being in too close proximity, right? And the motherfucker trying to stay in their bubble, but it's like this motherfucker don't even got a bubble. So he like, I'm finna bust yours. But I just seen what they doing is they getting in the cars and they getting the garage openers, right? Boom, get the garage opener, and then you in house. You know what I'm saying? I seen yesterday the young niggas hit like damn near the whole street. Damn near had the whole street chasing them after they done went in everybody's garage and tried to steal motherfuckers' cars and hella shit like that. So I feel like it's just we seeing a breakdown of society. Of course, we gotta come on, man. Sleepy Joe running this motherfucker. But y'all let me know what y'all think.